Okay, so I got my return back from eBay for my Visiontek Radeon 7970. The manufacturer refurbished one. Came in a little FedEx box. I've already opened it. It's the original box. Came with all the original accessories. So that's good. Even the little manufacturer refurbished notice. Driver disc. Anti-static bag. So, I already have it plugged in. Kind of churning away there. See the Visiontek on there. And the, I don't know if you can see it, it's a serial number. It matches with what I have on file. I already have it installed on my testing computer. You can see it's a little blurry. If I back up a little bit, I don't know. But you can see it's still detecting as a Visiontek. And I had recorded the ASIC percent, which is 77.2. Keep putting my finger on the microphone. And it matches 77.2, so I know this is the original card that he sent me. I already have a driver installed, Catalyst 12.8. I know it's older, but it's what I already had installed. And it's working fine. All the desktop is not blurry or anything. And I had OCCT running here for a while now. I had to minimize, but see, running up at 6 minutes now, 0 errors. And when it's minimized, it's not running, but I did have it running before I minimized it. And I had a peak temperature of 88 Celsius when this was running. Doesn't like to run at full frame rate for some reason when it's not the active window. So I'm going to go ahead and exit out of this and run 3D Mark instead, just for the heck of it. Load there. Just to test my computer. Power supply, MSI motherboard, hard drive, so on and so forth. Nothing too major there. Oop. Forgot to activate the software. Give me a moment. Oh, that's not it. There you go. Okay. So we have 3D Mark 11 Advanced Edition. Let's go ahead and run a benchmark. And let's run it at the native resolution of this monitor, which is 1680 by 1050. I don't want to run the demo. Everything else I can run. Let's reset. Just make sure that it's running everything that's supposed to. Let's go ahead and, well, actually I'm going to reset the values down here so I can get accurate temperatures. You see it? Right now it's 61 Celsius, and that's completely normal temperature for these video cards. It's not overheating or anything. These things are designed to handle temperatures upwards of 100 to 110 Celsius without issue, and there's built-in features to prevent any damage with concerned overheating. So like it would probably downclock a little bit or anything like that. So let this run here, and I guess I'll be fine because I don't really have anything else to say at this point until it finishes. see that. There we go. The 3D Mark 2011 is a pretty intensive benchmark, so sometimes low frame rates will come up. I'll probably run a performance benchmark afterwards to show the valid 3D Mark score. Well, so far doesn't look like there's any errors. Running along just fine. Graphics look very crisp. And shadows and everything. I don't know if you can hear it, but the fan is speeding up a little bit because these scenes are pretty graphic intensive. It's going to cause a little bit of heat. And this is normal. Getting 40 frames at native resolution on the scene. Some glare. I'm going to turn up the light. The camera will adjust here. The physics test actually takes a long time to run because it's based on the processor and its mind isn't all that fast. So I'm just going to exit out here. So it's just to show that the graphics card works good. I'm gonna run a preset performance test here, just a benchmark now, just to get the score to show that it's valid and it's working perfectly. Even 40 frames in the scene. 34. And this is on the performance preset of 3D Mark 2011 Advanced Edition. 36 frames, 37. Excuse me. .38 frames. .45, 40, 45, 48, 50, 51. Starting up the scene with about 50 frames. And you can see there's no artifacts or anything. Very crisp picture, no blurriness. aside from what post-processing adds, and that is completely normal, to add a depth of field 55 frames, 56. This scene is particularly graphics intensive, getting 20 frames. Nighttime with lots of light sources and shadows, so it's harder on the graphics card, get 22 frames. Do a slow physics test. It has to render, I think it's 600 frames before it finishes, so this might take a while. This is all done on the processor. It's not done on the graphics card, so this test is mandatory to get a 3D Mark score, so just have to let it run its course. If you're wondering, it's an Ivy Bridge Celeron G1610 running this. It's not the fastest, but it's plenty fast for what I use it for. Come up on the end of this test, and 600 frames. Next one is combined test. It uses the processor as well as the graphics card, so it'll probably still be a little bit slow. This bottleneck with the processor. Getting about 8 frames on this because we're bottlenecked with the processor. But it's otherwise still a very crisp scene, no artifacts, no extremely hot, boiling hot temperatures, as we'll see here once the scene finishes. We'll get our score and I'll show the temperatures. Almost running out of recording space here. And it is finished. We'll get our score here in just a moment. I got a graphics score of 8,045. And a total system score of 4995. It's lower because I have a low physics score, which is due to the slower processor. Over here we can see, I don't know if you can see that, maximum temperature is 73 Celsius. It didn't even hit anywhere near 80 during this. So, graphics card is well within its tolerance for temperature. Crisp graphics, running at Resolution is 1680 by 1050. Can't really focus on this camera, but so like as you can see, the graphics card is perfectly functioning. There's nothing wrong with it. And that concludes this video.